I'm drinking today. Aminotinis. I haven't started yet. I'm getting ready to. So this drink, I will just share with you real quick. If you follow Two Girls Try that I film with my business manager, Colleen, or if you follow Buzzed in Bed, you already know this is my drink of choice. So Aminotini is 2 scoops of BCAAs. I use Ergo BCAAs because their flavors are the best that you will ever try, and I love the company. And so if you've got the best products and the best company, best flavors, and best prices too, quite honestly, and they're available on Amazon or bodybuilding.com, but I suggest bodybuilding.com. So 2 scoops of BCAAs, fill water like all the way up to about here, and then I put in 2-3 ounces of vodka. I have 3 in here today. So anyway, but that's all it takes. And I don't remember the exact macros on it, but it's basically no sugar because there's no sugar in the BCAAs, and then you just have to track your vodka if you're tracking macros. So anyway, that's my beverage of choice. This is pineapple mango, and it is delicious. So, pardon me for a second. You know you do it too. So, if you watched yesterday's vlog, which a staggering amount of you did, you know that was a pretty tough one, where I was talking about my uncle's suicide last month. And so today I wanted to kind of follow up with that a little bit and talk about what happens when you put yourself out there and when you're willing to do the uncomfortable thing. There we go. Sorry, James. Product placement. When you're willing to do the uncomfortable thing and put yourself out there, 2 things can happen, and usually it's a little bit of both. Usually there's a little bit of backlash, and usually there's a whole bunch of confirmation that you did the right thing. So today I posted the video. I uploaded it to YouTube last night, but I didn't share it publicly until today because I wanted to call my parents first and just make them aware that I had posted it. It seemed like the right thing to do. And then I shared it. And within, minutes after I had shared it, somebody told me that this had directly impacted them because something had happened yesterday. And then within hours, I probably had 10 people either post or message about suicides that have happened with them and how they've impacted them. And some of them as recent as this week. 2 or 3 of them were just this week. So when you feel called to do something and you just decide to go ahead and go for it and do it, what you get in return is so much greater than the discomfort and fear of doing it to begin with. I never expected that. I honestly figured that the views would be pretty high because it's kind of a taboo subject to talk about, and I figured people would be curious about what I had to say. And sure enough, it's gotten, my other vlogs this week have gotten, a max of 70 or 80. The lowest was like 20 on one of them, just depending on what the topic was. This one was, last time I checked a little while ago, was over 200 already. So people want to hear about it. They want to know about it. They like, there's something in us that wants to know and to connect and to talk about those things that are uncomfortable. And what was interesting to me is that the engagement on my posts where I posted about it was way less than I would normally get. So I thought it was interesting that people don't want to publicly like or comment on that, but they want to see it. And so just because you think what you have to talk about may not be popular, somebody needs to hear it. Somebody does. And you know what? If only one person watched it, and if that one person got something out of it, then it served its purpose. But with over 200 people watching it, and that number is sure to go up in the coming months, then maybe it'll help more people. Maybe it'll help normalize the topic a little bit. I don't know. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit more and what happens when you put yourself out there. It's scary, and but it always turns out way better than you think it's going to. Like, you know, I got nervous yesterday, and today it was like, man, so glad I did that. So glad I did that. Anyway, today was interesting to see the response from people. Meanwhile, my little guy is sick again. I guess he never really was better. His fever is back. It was gone for a couple days, and hopefully, you know, we thought he was all better because his appetite was back. There was no fever, so I don't know if he got reinfected with something or if it was just laying dormant for a couple days, but hopefully it's just a recurrence and not that he still had it, because I'd hate to think he got anybody else sick. But hopefully he'll be feeling better tomorrow, and I'm glad the weekend's almost here. Of course, weekends for us are really not much different than any other day when you're an entrepreneur. This is Friday night for me, but really tomorrow's another work day, another day at the gym, another day of trying to get stuff done. It never ends, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But it is still hard to get out of the, you know, I worked a 9 to 5 for a long time. I mean, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 for probably 10 years now, but 8 years. But it is still hard to get out of that mentality, because when I think it's Friday, I'm like, woo, hey, time to party and relax for the weekend. And then I remember, nope, that is not the case at all. But we do have a couple of new tank designs that we get to release pretty soon, and I'm excited about those. And I'm still working on my program that is going to be released on Valentine's Day. So anyway, that keeps me excited about what I'm doing. So I wanted to give all of you an update about yesterday and let you know that it's okay to put yourself out there. And yes, it's scary. And yes, there can be some people who don't understand what your intent is. And thankfully, I didn't get that this time. But I've put myself out there before a couple of years ago and got really, it was a different topic, but I got really hateful comments from family. And they just disagreed with what I was talking about, and they didn't see where I was coming from. But you know, at this point, I have to do what I feel like I have to do, and I have to do what I have to talk about the things that I think are near and dear to your heart, to connect with you, to let you know you're not alone, to let you know it's okay to feel the way you do, and to talk about it. And at this point, I really don't care. I mean, I don't want my family to be upset with me, especially my immediate family. But if I'm doing what I believe is right and they get upset, then I'm sorry. Sorry you're upset, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, but you have to, it takes a while to get to that point before you're prepared for that kind of reaction. And once it happens, it's kind of shocking because it's usually from somebody you would least expect. But on the flip side of that, your biggest supporters are also people that you would have never expected. My biggest support system is my athletes that are on teamfitlikeFlint.com, and you know, most of them I've only seen a couple times in person, and they are my closest friends and my biggest supporters, and I love them like family. And I mean, the one I've known the longest, my friend Tanis, and actually Tiffany too, I've only seen both of them 6 times each, maybe. Not even that with Tiffany, I don't think. So it's just because you don't know him in real life. I mean, I do now, but they were my internet friends long before they were my real life friends. And so part of all of this is expecting the unexpected, because you just never know what's going to happen. But it's an adventure. Hope you have a good weekend. See you tomorrow.